Hi, everyone. I'm Virginia. I'm a personal coach, and I'm working with those who want to thrive both personally and or professionally, but are feeling stuck. I spent 24 years in the banking and finance industry. I started as a teller at a local community bank and was a senior vice president of a $27 billion bank by the time I was 38. Statistically, I shouldn't have been there. I was, when I finished college, my father was the biggest deadbeat dad in the county. My mom barely had a high school education, so it wasn't, fancy connections and impressive degrees. I went to the state school because I got a lot of financial aid that got me that success. It was hard work, determination, and probably a lot of missteps, more than I care to count. But so if I could do it, anyone can. So I'm here to help. And that's my goal now, is to help others know not just the kind of success I've had, but greater success. So today I wanted to talk about titles, which you would think, okay, you just rattled off, what sounded like an impressive title. Secret, I never really cared about my title throughout my banking and finance career. I really didn't care what they called me. I just wanted to keep moving up. And with moving up, I expected more compensation. So yeah, if you're in my age bracket, you may have just flashed to the Tom Cruise movie Jerry Maguire with the "show me the money." Well, one, thank you. You're my kind of people. And that really kind of was it. I didn't make some big speech and jump on a desk, but that was the goal. I had set financial goals, right? I had grown up poor. I didn't know it till I was an adult, but I didn't want to be there again. I wanted to run out of month before I ran out of money. That was my whole goal. That was it. It wasn't a career title. It was just, I want to pay all my bills and have money left in the bank. Because growing up, I didn't see that. So that's why I didn't really care about titles. And I guess had goofy titles, like partner services leader. Okay. I still remember when I got the biggest promotion of my career. I was the senior risk officer for the commercial division. And at a family gathering, my one aunt asked, "Hey, how are things going?" And I was so excited to share this. And I'm like, "It's great. I got this big promotion." And I rattled off my title, and she just looked at me and said, "Is that a good thing?" I said, "Yeah, it's a really great opportunity for me." She goes, "Good, then we're happy." Because my family didn't know what that meant. Most of my family, they worked in construction and bookkeeping and were teachers or mail couriers or in maintenance, so excavators. We kind of know what they do without them having to explain it, but I do enterprise risk management? What? Huh? Okay. Great. We're happy for you. So, when I told my field hockey players, because this promotion happened at the start of the season and I had 6 business trips in 5 weeks in our 8-week season, they're like, "Coach," keep in mind these are 5th and 6th grade girls, "what do you do?" And again, I rattled off my title that had the word commercial, to which a whole bunch of them jumped and screamed, "I want to be in a commercial." I'm like, damn. Synonyms, they get you. Again, this is why title didn't matter. The only time in my career it mattered was at that same promotion. The other 2 people who had been promoted into that comparable role for other areas were senior vice presidents, and I was a vice president. I'm like, I'm doing the same work. So again, it wasn't about the title. It was about having an equal seat at the table. That was it. Again, it even wasn't about the benefits, because I was 37 and you had to be 40 to have the executive physical. So don't focus on titles. And yet, I found, as I've made this move, even recently, I was at the hairdresser and another client who I know from town was talking. She goes, "Oh yeah, you're a life coach, right?" And I kind of felt like the hair on the back of my neck go up, like, oh, I really don't like that term, that title. But I thought about it. Maybe that is true. Maybe that is really the right title. When I was leaving my former employer, when I would explain what I was doing in my next move, I often told people, oh, like a leadership coach. Because in a corporate environment, that's well understood. And the reason is the term leader gets tossed around a lot. And so, again, I started to think, I knew this intuitively from having been in that environment for so long. A lot of the people who had title leader, they weren't leading. At one point, I had the title leader and I didn't even have a team. So the only person I was leading was me. That's not right. There were a lot of leaders who were really charismatic. And they would rally the masses. But their immediate team, their direct reports, many of whom had chief, and if you look up the definition of chief, there's only one. Yet here was a table of predominantly men with the title chief. So each thought they were the one. Well, these leaders couldn't bring them together. That's what a leader's supposed to do. Bring them together. The reality was, I worked with a lot of really smart people. Very knowledgeable in their division. But they weren't leaders of people. So having leader in your title doesn't make you a leader. The definition that wound up, this is funny, I want to get this right. It's a horse placed in the front of the other horses on a team. I'm like, wow. Okay, in that respect it is. Because in most cases, people have advanced because they have really strong technical knowledge. So they advance to being the one in the front of the team. That doesn't mean that they have the skill set to lead. It also, if you look at the definition of leader, you don't need to have a team to be a leader in your own right. And here's why. The first time I had exposure to coaching was with a leadership coach. We had done what's called a 360 feedback survey. So you get input from those who are your peers, your superiors, and your direct reports. So the idea it's a 360. So my coach had read my results. And I walk in and I sit down. And the first question he asked me is, give me the Cliff Notes version of your life. My life, not my career, my life. So I did. And I started, how I was raised up through my career, education and career. Great. And he looked at me and said, this makes sense. And if you don't change, you're not going any further. He didn't say, if you want to advance, you need to change your title. You need to change your career path. You need to change anything related to work. It was me. I had to change. And luckily, I embraced that change. And I said, hey, you know what? I'm 30, 32, something like that. And I was like a lowest level manager we had. Figuring I had to work another 30 years. That's not where I wanted to be. I wanted to move up. So I embraced the change. But the things I changed weren't my title. They were about me. And those changes impact every aspect of my life. Now, it wasn't easy. And it's been a journey for 10 years that I've been working on. And I'm still working. There are days where, I go back into my old ways. We had a recreation committee meeting. Our council member was 30 minutes late. We were done. So I immediately went back to my corporate way, was like, time is valuable. I had a superior who his view was, if you're not early, you're late. So that was the mindset I brought when somebody who was a position of authority showed up 30 minutes late to a monthly committee meeting. Got a little pissy with him. Not the best. But again, this is who I am as a person. I don't segregate between how I am at a recreation committee meeting versus how I am, in business. I'm a whole person. It might be a little bit different at CCD and with kids on the field, but that's the difference between being with kids and adults. So this brings me back to how I cringed that somebody called me a life coach and how I choose to use the term personal coach. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what you call me. I'm doing the same thing. But here's the important thing. It's about you as a whole. If you want to advance professionally, great. Let's figure it out. I totally understand. And I'd love to share with you some guidance so that you get there faster and easier than I did. Because trust me, I've learned a lot through mistakes. But at the end of the day, even if you're not looking to aspire to be a chief whatever, that had been my goal, till I realized there's a whole lot of chiefs. You can't have a lot of chiefs. There's only one. And I didn't want to do that. It didn't fill my soul. You still got to work on you. So if you're not where you want to be in any aspect of life, you got to fix something. You got to change something. And you know what? It's going to impact your whole life. Whether it's how you show up as a parent, how you show up as an employee, how you advance, how you're a leader at work, a leader in your community, heck, a leader in your family, right? There's usually a matriarch or a patriarch in the family. So it really is about our lives. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing we have, right? It stays with you. You as who you are goes with you everywhere. You can't check your personal life at the door when you go to work. And you can't check work at the door when you get home. You can check the tasks associated with each. And you should. When you're at work, you should be spending your time on the efforts that you're being compensated for. But we have lives. You have emergencies with family and kids and so forth. Just like emergencies from work happen. So I really am looking. I'm not trying to fix your life. I want to enhance it. Whichever part is most important, great, we'll focus there first. But if you work on one, it's going to carry through to all of the aspects of your life. So don't get worried about the title. Don't get worried about my title if you want to work with me. Well, I want help on this, but she's this type of coach. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. As long as you recognize you want to move forward and you're willing to do the work. That's sometimes a challenge today. We seem to be moving to being more entitled. But yeah, if you're here and you want to move forward, I'm here to help you. That's what I got out of 10 years of coaching, is that if you start in one area, it all gets better. Life is great. Again, I'm not rich, I'm not famous, but I have peace, no stress, no debt, a wonderful relationship, a fabulous family. Even though I don't have children of my own, I get to be part of the lives of the children I teach and coach. Life is really awesome. And you know what? When I look back at my childhood, it really could have gone the other way. I really could be different. But luckily I had people get me on the right path. So let me help you be on that right path. So, when you're ready to start moving forward and moving towards your best self or your best whatever aspect you want to work on, I'm here. Drop me a comment. Send me a message. Facebook, LinkedIn. Text me. My phone number's on my page. Just reach out. I'm here to help you. Trust me, it's worth the work.